Hi guys and welcome to Crazy Burger. In this video we're going to be looking at my top 10 picks from the Evercade Indie Heroes collections. At the time of this video there are 4 collections. The 4th one has still to be released right enough. It will be released 10th of March 2025. But what I'm going to do is choose my 10 favourite games, my top 10 picks from the Indie Heroes collections. Without further ado, let's get started, let's get stuck into, in no particular order I have to admit, my first pick. So my first pick is from the Indie Heroes Collection 4 that will be released next month. This is Murtop, which is a sort of arcade style game, and it's absolutely fantastic. Great fun to play, and it's got an endless stream of levels that just keeps on going. A real decent game, high quality, and it's probably one of the games that will make Indie Heroes Collection 4 worth buying. I'm not sure the rest of the games are all up to the same standard, but that one definitely stands out. It's brilliant and great fun to play. Next up we move on to Indie Heroes Collection 3, and I guess just a little bit like Murtop, I'm choosing Donut Dodo, which is, I guess it's a similar style arcade, modern arcade style of the games way back in the 80s, and it's a lot of fun as well. Very addictive stuff. Pretty hard though. I think it's probably a little bit trickier to play through than Murtop is, but it's still great fun, well designed, and an absolute blast to play through. It really is a decent game. Now, sticking with Indie Heroes Collection 3, I'm going to choose Big Too Small. I absolutely love this. It's a simple puzzle game where you're trying to sort of connect the different animals to the sort of different foodstuffs that's on the level. It sounds really silly and simple, but it was so good, very addictive, and I was probably stuck on some levels for weeks on end, but I kept going back to it and eventually did complete it. I thought it was a fantastic game. I know that's not really everyone's cup of tea or style of game, but I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. So next up, I'm sticking with Indie Heroes Collection 3. I'm going to choose Alien Cat 2, the Enhanced Edition. Now it is pretty much more Alien Cat. It has, if I recall, maybe 15-20 levels. Alien Cat 2 was included in Indie Heroes Collection 1, but it's got more games on Indie Heroes Collection 3, and I guess I would have to pick this version. It is a very addictive puzzle style game where you guide the aliens to the exit and trying to get the parts for your ship that's crash landed. Some nonsense like that anyway that's going on, but it's such a great little puzzle game. I absolutely loved it, and it is very addictive. Again, I guess like Big Too Small, if you don't really like your puzzle games, and you probably won't see what the fuss is, and you might never even play it at all, but I think it's absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed playing that one. So moving on to Indie Heroes Collection 2, and I think that there's a couple of games that definitely stood out for me, and one of them is definitely Tapeworm Disco Puzzle from Low Tech Games. A very addictive other puzzle game that you guide the tapeworm through the sort of level to the exit. Really good stuff. Obviously there was a lot of different variety through the levels, and I actually thought that the game improved as it went on. I didn't really enjoy the sort of reaction style levels at every stage, 20, 40, 60 and 80. I didn't really enjoy those, but the rest of the game, really good stuff, great stuff. Once you got to maybe level 60, 70, 80, the game really took on a whole new lease of life, and the levels there were really good fun. I would actually love to see Low Tech Games do a sequel to this. I think that would be really good. I know they've done a sequel to Flea 2, which I probably didn't enjoy as much as Flea, but I thought Tapeworm Disco Puzzle, excellent stuff, and probably the best game on Indie Heroes Collection 2. Now also a game that I really enjoyed, which interestingly enough wasn't actually part of Game of the Month through that period, and it's the Grunio Zerker Trilogy. 3 games in one. Admittedly the first one's not really much to talk about, but the second and third are great little puzzle games that were really good, and definitely kept me hooked for weeks on end, and they're very different to each other, the second one and the third one, but they are both equally as good in my eyes, and I really enjoyed it. I'm actually surprised that never made it onto Game of the Month, because it's really a top-notch game, and I'm glad that I discovered that thanks to Indie Heroes on Evercade. So finally, we're on to Indie Heroes Collection 1. That was the cart that was released way back in 2021, if I recall. And I still think it's a great, great collection. Perhaps maybe the best Indie Heroes collection. I guess that's arguably. Everyone will see something different. Now, I've chosen actually 4 games from Indie Heroes Collection 1. The first one has to be Flea, the original Flea. Still quite a tricky game, but it was nowhere near as frustrating as the sequel that was on Indie Heroes Collection 4 that's obviously going to be released next month. I absolutely loved it. It had that very addictive game style that you just kept going back to. Very unique style of game that was very enjoyable. Obviously you do die a lot, you get a lot of lives, but I don't think it was frustrating. I never felt any frustration except maybe in certain stages, whereas Flea 2 I felt the frustration was always there, and I think it just went too hard too quickly. But Flea, the original Flea, excellent game, I absolutely love it. Now, also enjoyed Foxyland, which is on Indie Heroes Collection 1. It does differ a little bit from the version you might play on PlayStation 4. I think some of the levels were a little bit sort of redesigned, and it has a different ending as well, funny enough. But the Evercade version, I really enjoyed. I thought it was really good, quite addictive. It does get quite tricky in stages, but I guess it's another kind of platform puzzly style game. There might be a theme of that in this actual video of the games I've chosen, and it probably shows you where my likes are, but I know it's not really for everyone. But I thought Foxyland was great fun. Now, I guess a different game I'm going to choose here is Dedis, which was a sort of a RPG Game Boy game and it was very, very dark, but it was addictive. You were always interested to sort of figure out what was going on in this game, what was the story all about, where was it leading you, and then you kind of get surprised and realise it's very, very dark. And I think, if I recall, this is probably the reason why Indie Heroes Collection 1 got an 18 certificate at the time. I'm not really sure it's deserving of an 18 certificate, but it's got very dark themes, and there's various different endings as well throughout the game. I can't remember how many, it might have been as many as 11 different endings, but what a great game it is. And it's one of those games you have to experience. It doesn't take that long to actually play through, but it's a great experience, and I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. The last pick is Doodle World, also from Indie Heroes Collection 1. I suppose arguably you could have chose the enhanced version of Doodle World that was on Indie Heroes Collection 3. Pretty much the same game with added sort of jump mechanics, and I guess it gave a different sort of lease of life to that game. But I think the original one, it's just nice, cutesy, one for the kids, but I still enjoyed playing it as well. You can play it as a sort of kids version with extra lives and a little bit of help just to see you through to the end. I love the design of it. I thought it looked great, it played great, and I really enjoyed it. Anyway guys, that's my picks, that's my 10 picks from the Indie Heroes Collection. What games would you choose? What games have I missed that you would like to have seen in this video? Let me know guys, and thanks very much for watching. We'll catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.